On June 26, 2025, Liverpool Crown Court delivered justice in a harrowing case involving the sexual abuse of a 15-year-old girl in Rivington, Bolton, 7 years prior. Michael Linfoot, Callum Hesketh, and Thomas Ray, all 24 years old and from Chorley, were convicted for their roles in a series of sexual offences that took place in 2018, following a meticulous investigation by Greater Manchester Police. The case, built on the courage of the victim who came forward to report the abuse, exposed a disturbing sequence of events that began with grooming over a social media platform and culminated in violent sexual assaults. The ordeal began on April the 23rd, 2018, when Hesketh initiated contact with the victim through a social media messaging app. He propositioned her for a threesome, which she firmly declined. Undeterred, Hesketh persisted over the following weeks, bombarding her with messages and phone calls. His communications escalated to video calls, during which he coerced her into posing in sexual positions while he masturbated, exploiting her vulnerability as a minor. The abuse took a darker turn on the evening of June 16, 2018. The victim and a friend were picked up from Adlington by Hesketh and Linfoot in a white van owned by Linfoot. In exchange for the ride, the men provided the girls with alcoholic drinks. They drove to a secluded area in Rivington and parked the van. While the victim's friend stepped outside to take a phone call, Hesketh began engaging in sexual activity with the victim, who was unable to consent due to her age. Simultaneously, Linfoot exposed himself and orally raped her. During this assault, Hesketh recorded the acts on his mobile phone and, in a brazen act of depravity, shared the footage via a social media platform's broadcast feature, captioning it with the phrase, "Gang bang out here." As the assault unfolded, Hesketh was overheard speaking on his phone. Shortly afterward, 3 additional men arrived at the scene on motorbikes. One of them, Thomas Ray, approached the van, exposed himself, and also orally raped the victim. After the assaults, Hesketh and Linfoot drove the victim and her friend back to Adlington, purchasing a bottle of wine for the girls before leaving the scene. The bravery of the victim in reporting these crimes to the police was instrumental in bringing the perpetrators to justice. After a thorough investigation, all 3 men pleaded guilty to their respective charges. Michael Linfoot was convicted of 1 count of sexual activity with a child under 16 and sentenced to 11 months in prison, suspended for 12 months. Thomas Ray was also convicted of 1 count of sexual activity with a child under 16, receiving an identical sentence of 11 months in prison, suspended for 12 months. Callum Hesketh faced convictions for sending sexualized social media messages to the victim and 1 count of making indecent videos of a child, for which he was sentenced to 8 months in prison, suspended for 12 months. Detective Constable Robert Booth, who worked on the case, praised the victim's courage, acknowledging the immense difficulty she faced in reliving her trauma through police interviews and the judicial process. He emphasized the importance of her decision to come forward, which enabled authorities to hold the perpetrators accountable. Booth also issued a broader call to other victims of sexual abuse, encouraging them to report their experiences, no matter how much time has passed. "We are here to support you at your own pace," he said, underscoring the commitment of Greater Manchester Police to stand by survivors and pursue justice relentlessly. He added a stern warning to perpetrators, vowing that such abhorrent behaviour would not be tolerated and that offenders would face the full force of the law. Greater Manchester Police urged anyone who has experienced rape or sexual assault to seek support and report incidents, emphasising that help is available through multiple channels. Victims can contact the police directly via 101 or the live chat function on www.gmp.police.uk. Anonymous reports can also be made through Crime Stoppers at 08 005 55111. Additional resources and support services are accessible through the police's dedicated support pages, designed to assist survivors in navigating their path to recovery and justice. The force reiterated its commitment to supporting victims of sexual and domestic abuse, encouraging those suffering in silence to reach out for help.